welcome to 12 Days of MJ, Day 8. That's right, the end of my second week of doing 12 Days of MJ. I feel like I have lipstick on my teeth. No, we're good. The end of my second week doing 12 Days of MJ. I have one more week after this week, and that means that the holiday season is starting to get to a crescendo, and I'm really, really excited about it. Today, I decided to do a craft. Saw it on Pinterest. Like, I feel like I see so many things on Pinterest, and I'm just like, man, that's so cool. Or like things in magazines, and I'm like, I don't want to pay. Especially now that like all the craft stores have all their Christmas stuff on sale. Like, I walked into a craft store yesterday and they are already getting like their summer stuff out, and I was like, roll back a second. Summer stuff already? I mean, you were putting Christmas stuff up in October, but we're like 6 months away from summer and you're putting summer stuff up already? Okay, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how the seasons work for retail. I'm not even pretend I do. The craft I made today involves jingle bells, and I'm really hoping it turns out as cute as I saw it online. But other than that, I will see you guys in the outro.
So what you're going to need to make this project is a shadow box, whatever size you want. I chose, I think, an 8 by 14. I don't really know. Can't remember. We'll have to look. But that's okay. You'll also need a self-healing mat, an X-Acto knife, a set of jingle bells or two, and I also made a copy of the picture that I was going to use before I printed it on decal paper. You're also going to need decal paper and scissors, which I found out later. What you're going to want to do first is take the back off of the shadow box, and I spent about 3 minutes trying to get this done without breaking all of my fingernails because some of them are very, very tight, the little pins, and one of them actually had 2 pins instead of just 1, which I thought was pretty odd. And then you're going to take off the back of the shadow box and clear it off. So take out the pins and the piece of paper on the inside. So you just have a black felt canvas. After that, you need to cut out your decal. Even though this isn't the decal, this is just the placeholder until I actually got the decal. So this is just on printer paper, and I used my X-Acto knife to cut it out. I was going to cut it out like very detailed, and then I was like, why? Why cut it out so detailed when you're just using it as a placeholder? After you get it all cut out, put it on to the front of your frame to see where you want to place your decal when you have it finished. If it doesn't look good, you can go back and remake it, or you can move things around or change the font size, but using a placeholder first really, really helps out with this step. After you get it cut out of the decal, I started out with an X-Acto knife and it did not work the way I wanted it to. So I switched over to my scissors and cut it out roughly because it is a clear sticker paper. So I was hopeful that it wouldn't be completely obvious that it was a sticker. After you have that all cut out, then you need to put it on to your frame where your placeholder stickers were originally. After you have your letters on, you're going to want to open up your jingle bells and put them on the inside. I chose to use 2 tubes of jingle bells instead of just 1, even though I started out with just 1, but I realized that I might need a second one, so I bought some at the craft store yesterday. After you get all the jingle bells where you want them, you need to put the back on and secure it back down to make sure that nothing falls out. This is about the time that I realized you couldn't see any of the words that I had put on the front of the shadow box. This is also about the time that I realized that I was going to have to either do it again or find a creative way to fix it. What I did to fix it was I just went and I got copper acrylic paint and a small paintbrush, and I started to trace and outline all of the words that I had on my decal. It worked out pretty well. I would suggest using maybe a paint marker if you have one, or a Sharpie. I think a Sharpie would have looked pretty good, but I liked how the copper turned out, so I was really happy with being able to trace over dashing through the snow in copper.
Welcome back. I hope you guys liked what I did. I did have to make some changes because you could not see the lettering. I was not kind of expecting that, and I was like, you know what, I'll do it again, I'll make it again, whatever, and then I was like, no, you know what? Because I'm not going to be able to get the metallic effect that I wanted in the beginning, in the first place, using my Photoshop, because my Photoshop just didn't feel like doing what I wanted it to do. As you can hear, it's over here. I do like how it turned out doing it with the paint on the top. I would do it again a little differently if I was going to make it again. I may make something different, but something that's kind of similar, maybe without jingle bells, more maybe like the ornament one that I made last year. Made the mistake and fixed it. I really thought that it would not be as transparent as it was after I pulled off the sticker paper. I really should know better than that because it was a gradient overlay. The decal paper, whatever you want to call it, did cause it to lose a lot of that opacity, and I feel like that was a huge mistake that I made, and if I was to do it again, I would do it very differently just from that aspect. Like that I used scrapbook letters on. This I tried something different because that was also supposed to be something like that where you printed off like a decal and you stuck it on. But I was kind of disappointed with how transparent it was. I mean, it was really, really transparent. So I went over it in copper. Oh, you can just see my light. Isn't that a great thing? Just see my light, and you can actually see exactly where all the stuff is. But, oh look, and there's me. I'm gonna stop doing that. But as you can see, like it still says dashing, oops, wrong way, dashing through the snow. There's still like a little space here that's weird. I'm sorry, I'm seeing myself in reverse, and it's very, very difficult to do that. I really like it. I would do a second coat on the words, though, if I wasn't afraid that it would get everywhere. And stop making noise. And if I was to do it again, I probably would use a less intricate font. Like, I absolutely love the font. It's absolutely gorgeous. But it's a pain to work with when you have to go back over it. I feel like I started like, I'm just going to use my X-Acto knife, and it just did not happen. It didn't. I would suggest using scissors for this craft if you're going to do it, or using a different kind of paper. There's lots of different things that you could try with this. I still like the idea of the jingle bells in the shadow box. And I decided I didn't want to do it if I don't break anything this way, just because I thought this would be, besides being a pain in my butt, would be nicer to have like sitting on an entry table, or you can even hang it on the wall. I don't plan on hanging mine. I'll probably just put it on like my entry table in my apartment next year, or maybe it'll go on like a tower like this one is, because I really, really liked that. I will see you guys next week with 4 more videos. 4 more videos next week. But other than that, until then, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. You can follow me on social media. You can subscribe to my channel. You can like this video. You can comment on this video. You can look at the playlist that has all the rest of the 12 days of MJ in it. And I will see you guys on Monday. Bye!